Hi, this is Joseph Juhas from Winzone Realty. Today I want to talk about how to pick an agent. Sometimes I see people picking agent and I'm like, what were you thinking? You see, this is the house is the biggest investment in your life, and you want to get the most money for it as a homeowner. Now that's an assumption. Now, besides, people want the most money for the property. Of course, other consideration is the timing, like you want to sell it in a reasonable time. And third consideration when you sell a house, besides money and time, is convenience. Definitely, you don't want stress, so you want to keep it to the minimum. So to keep it in mind, all these three things, when usually that's the case when a seller considering selling a house and picking an agent, I'm gonna tell you guys about five criteria. Um, One of them is, and I find it the most important, is the experience of the agent, because the most experienced agent is the one who could keep you the stress to the minimum. He probably, like me, who are 30 years in a business, probably see all the stuff, all the problems, a lot of problems, if it's not all, but obviously most more than somebody who just got their license. So we know how to solve the problem. We already um, faced that problem before. So that's why you want to have an experienced agent. Also, an experienced agent is um, usually work for an office, a big office. As another other consideration is a big office. You want to pick somebody from a large office, like my office is Winzone Realty, is number one office in Queens, and number one in listing, number one in sales, in residential and commercial. So we have 1,200 agents registered in our brokers. It's like nobody beats Winzone. So that's another consideration. Now we talk about experienced and big office. Now the other thing is very important is even in our office. Now we talk about 1,200 agent. Out of a 1,200 agent, of course, not everybody full time. Now you want to pick somebody full time if you can, of course, like because people who has other jobs and they treat real estate as just a part time, the side gig, side, what do you call this, side job? That's not really gonna put full effort. But if you pick an agent who already have a full commitment to real estate as a full time job, that's the better way to go than a part-time agent. So if you can go with the experienced agent and full-time. Now there's two type of agent. Now we're gonna go to a third point. There's two type of agent: licensed real estate salesperson and associate broker. Now, associate brokers have more experience, more more schooling, and it's kind of complicated to explain. But basically, you got somebody who is a more time in a business than somebody who got their license. You can't be an associate broker when you get your license. You have to be in a business for at least 2 years. You have to make a certain amount of sales. They have to have points. So if you could pick somebody, let's say salesperson or an associate broker, you pick an associate broker. Now we got experience, associate broker, full time. Now you want somebody also. The fourth consideration is who's local, fairly local. Meaning, like, let's say the house in Queens, you want to have a Queens agent. Doesn't have to be like, let's say, Corona agent or Amherst agent, but you want somebody who um, is local in a sense, at least it's in Queens, not from somebody from Long Island or Brooklyn. Also, you want somebody who you, and more consideration is somebody who you like and trust. That's very important because you have 4 months, you're going to be back and forth with that agent, has to keep your report where the status of the sales and all that stuff. And you need somebody who you like, you trust. So that's important. Usually people go with that, nothing else. Oh, I like this person, I trust him, let's go. And then sometimes you can be a pitfall. Now, a little bit tell you about not what not to pick. So I noticed um, sometimes agent pick a pretty girl, agent like a pretty face. They don't considering experience, full time, and all that stuff, which is super important. It's like they just want to have like a wow, a 20-something-year-old pretty face. But I'm not against it. It's just what I'm saying is if your house is your biggest investment in your life, you want to get the most for it. And my experience shows somebody who's in a business for long, it's better to pick that than somebody who just got their license or friend of a friend of a friend. And I just want to help him out. Well, this is not a charity. You don't have to help him out. Get somebody who knows what they're doing. Have a skill. Skill is important because real estate is a profession. It's not just anything. It's not easy. There's so many things involved. When you're ready to sell the house, just let me have a presentation and I'll show you guys how much is involved with it, and you will be surprised. So that's why it's important how to pick an agent. Who's gonna give you the most money for it? Who has, and this is the last point I'm gonna make, is the exposure wise, who's gonna give you the most advertising for the property, because more people know about the property, more people come, more people gonna make offers, and the price goes higher and higher. So you're very important is that agent who full time does this have and spend money on the advertisement to reach all the buyers who's interested in your property. So it has to be extremely good marketing and reach everybody who's interested in that kind of property. And it has to be on the internet, magazines, and all kinds of side advertisement, which I can't even name it because that's not the purpose of this video. But when you guys ready, just give me a call, Joseph 917-686-3355, and let me have a presentation. Thank you for your attention.